Hey there, beautiful people. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Samantha and this is Relationship Sam. On this channel, we sit down to talk about all things relationships, love, dating, and marriage. So today we're going to be talking about things that having standards will do for you. Perhaps you're asking yourself and you're wondering, are my standards too high? Well, I'm going to be sharing with you 10 things that having standards will do for you, so you can decide for yourself at the end of the video if your standards are too high. Contrary to popular and common belief, men actually do better with standards and rules. Men actually do better with standards and rules. Have you ever wondered why men like sports? Hear this. See, every game, every sport has rules. There's a goalpost, there's an opponent, there's this thing that you need to kick or hit or push or punch in order to get points, and get the points and you win a trophy. It's that simple. So us scattering our standards and having no standards in relationships is actually hurting our relationships, and it's hurting our men, because you're taking away the opportunity for him to score. He wants to know that doing this will result in this. Men are very strategic, very purpose-driven, very much goal-oriented, project-driven. They want to know within which confines they work in. And they love sports. Men generally love sport more than women. And this is one of those things. It's simple for them. They know where the goalpost is. So if we don't have standards, or if we don't express our standards, or if we're too shy to express our standards and our expectations, we then come across as having shifting goalposts. I remember my ex used to say it, and it never really made sense to me. So it's like, you're always shifting goalposts on me. And I didn't understand it, but now I understand it, because I never expressed what my expectations and what my hopes were. I was just assuming, and I was secretly hoping and praying that this and this will align to what I want and what I desire. But everything that he wanted, he was never shy to mention. Men are not shy to ask for what they want. If he just wants to be sleeping with you and leave it at that, he's going to ask that you have an intimate relationship. He even will ask you to be friends with benefits. He does not mind. Let's just explore each other. Let's just enjoy each other. That's a good one, actually. Let's just enjoy each other. Honestly, men are not out here doing anybody any favors. Men are very transactional. They know what they want and they go after what they want. And when a man knows what he wants, he's willing to go the extra mile. He's going to go above and beyond. He's going to be in his element as a hunter, hunting for what he wants. So setting standards is basically you placing a value on yourself. You are saying that this is what I'm worth to myself. And the degree to which you will personally observe and maintain your standards, or these principles and rules that you have given to yourself to live by, is the degree to which you personally love, value, and respect yourself. So you can say, oh, I value this, I do this, but when it really matters the most is when you need to prove to yourself what you're worth, what you're willing to accept, and what you're willing to tolerate. So the degree to which you are personally willing to maintain and to uphold your standards is the value that you have on yourself. That's the degree to which you value and respect yourself. So I'll give you a quick example. You want to buy something. I assume I'm mostly speaking to ladies. So, okay, maybe to guys as well. You're trying to buy a car. You're going to go to the dealership and you're going to be asking them for deals. You're going to be asking for like a lower price. Like, can I get a discount, a little bit of a discount or whatever? Even if you're trying to buy a Louis Vuitton bag, you're always going to try and get it when it's on special, or you're always going to try and like negotiate down and get some kind of deal. And that's the same with people. People are generally trying to get the most that they can get out of us with the least investment, with the least amount of effort. So it's up to you to determine or to establish what is enough and how low you're willing to sell yourself. Even if it's in marriage, you were talking about relationships right now. So let's bring it back to relationships. We pay lobola in my culture, which is like a bride price. So the man has to pay a bride price for the girl. the family, the man's family, the whole family, uncles, dads and all, they come to the girl's family to negotiate the bride price. They're not saying like, oh, actually, your daughter is worth more. I want to give more than what you've asked. If the father of the bride says 10 cows, they're going to be like, can we do 8? They're not going to come and say, actually, I love your daughter so much that I'm going to give you 2 extra cows. Nobody going to do that. Nobody's doing that. So just bear in mind that your standards are for you, to show yourself and to prove to yourself how much you love, respect, and value yourself. And if you don't have standards for yourself, you're basically putting your life on default mode, where anyone and anything can determine what your value is and what they'll do to you and where they'll take you. And, you know, you won't have like a gauge of what you're going to take and what you're not going to take. And you need to be able to know that even in yourself, that you're not going to let yourself get so angry to the point that you're going to say something like this to someone. I remember I was in a relationship with someone, and he had this terrible habit of cutting the phone on me. So if we're having like a heated discussion or an argument or disagreement, he would just be like, oh, like you just check out of the conversation and hang up. But I respected him so much, and I don't know if maybe it's just me respecting him, but also respecting myself. Like, I don't allow myself to get that angry, or even when I'm angry, there are limits. Like, I have already drawn some lines. Like, I'm not going to let myself get so angry that I get reckless. Like, I just rip my clothes and I start shouting and you start breaking things, you start ripping things apart, you're hitting people, you're this. You can have your standards to guide yourself, to govern yourself as well in moments where you're outrageously angry. I still be like, let's talk about it. Yes, I'm angry. Yes, I'm upset. When I'm at my worst in anger and I can't do anything about it, I will cry. But that's a standard that I've set for myself. Like, I don't want to say something that will hurt someone that I will regret, because words you can't take back. So these standards are not just like standards that you're putting up for somebody else to say, don't treat me like this, don't speak to me like this. But they're also standards that you can set for yourself, that even when I'm angry, I will get angry, but I will not sin. Like, I will not go beyond a certain level of anger or a certain level of anger exhibition, you know. So it really is there to protect you. Your standards will protect you. So they'll protect you even from yourself, to make sure that you don't do anything or say something that you can't take back, something that is irreparable, something that would damage a relationship for life. I absolutely value relationships, not just dating relationships, but there's certain things that relationships will do for you that even money cannot. So what you expect is what you will accept. Having standards is really coming from a place where you've sat with yourself. I assume that you're sitting with yourself and asking yourself deeper, meaningful questions about who you are and your purpose for your life and what you want to achieve in your own life, that you will not change yourself or deviate from or compromise for anyone or for anything. So if you go about this the right way, having standards will help you to know what you want. It will help you to know what to say yes to, what to say no to, and it will help you earn the respect of men, because you're willing to stay within the confines of your values. So standards will protect you and allow you to know what to do even when your emotions are taken over, when your emotions are running wild. I will not allow myself to be treated in such a way. I will not allow a man to hit me. I will not allow a man to speak to me in such a way, or to use abusive language towards me, or to use words that take away from me, that bring me down, that crush my spirit. So when you have these standards and you're in an emotional place where you know that you love someone, or they make you feel a certain way emotionally, but at the same time they are exhibiting these signs of bad character or these underlying issues that they may have with you, or that they may have in themselves or within themselves, what we normally call red flags, when they're exhibiting these signs of character flaws, you're able to use your standards to protect yourself and to get out of the relationship or to actually establish boundaries and have a good conversation and have a meaningful conversation that can actually repair and build your relationship. Have that conversation that can be a good foundation for your relationship. So attracting a man is only step one, stage one, or just the beginning of the journey. Attracting and getting a man is the easy part. Keeping him will be the second and lifelong and hardest part. And in order to do that, you need to have standards. So essentially, standards aren't just for us in dating scenarios, but even if you're married, and even when you are married, you're going to need to have standards. You have a standard of what you're willing to accept in your family, from your children, in-laws, interference, finances. There's so many things that are going to be coming at you. So it's not just enough for us to have standards so that we get the man, but we're going to need standards in the long run to keep the man, not just to keep the man, but to keep our families together. So having standards will help you for life. And that brings me to point number 7. And I like point number 7 is that you have your own destiny. You have your own life purpose. You have your own life purpose. It's not just about a man, or your life is not limited to you just serving your husband, but it's about serving each other. The scriptures say, be submitted one to another. We always hear people talking about the Bible saying, oh, wife, submit to your husband. But a scripture before that says, submit one to another. So when you have standards and your man or your partner or your spouse is able to accommodate or to come and meet you at your point of need, to understand your standards and how these standards are actually in line with your own divine purpose, that's somebody who's considerate. That's somebody who's a good life partner. That's somebody who's respectful and who respects you. But if you don't have standards, you're robbing your partner of an opportunity to participate in your life purpose. You need to give your partner or your spouse an opportunity to participate in the fulfilling of your destiny, in the fulfilling of your life purpose. You owe that to God. And number 8 is another good one. You're not ice cream. You don't need everyone to like you. You just need one man to like you. So standards will help you to filter through who's not for you and who is good for you. You don't need the whole world. You just need one man who will respect you and respect your standards. That men actually respect women and trust women who have rules and standards. You see, when somebody has rules that they abide by, or standards that they live by in themselves. Say if a woman says, I want to wait until we're married to have sex, and she means it, not just to say, oh, I want to wait until we're married to have sex as a way to make him feel or think that she's a good girl, but when she means it and she stands by her standard, or she stands by even expectations like, I will not be abused in a certain way, or please don't speak to me like that. When she knows who she is and she knows what she wants, and she stands by her conviction and by her standard, man will actually trust you and feel confident enough in you to raise his children, to be the kind of woman that you're strong enough to take care of the kids even when he's not there. He will trust you so much that when you will travel, you can decide that you're going on a trip, and he will trust that, you know what, this woman holds herself. She's okay, and I can let her go, and I'm comfortable with that. You need your man to be able to trust you, and trust you enough to even sponsor your personal trips, to go and relax and have a retreat or whatever. Men will trust you more when you have standards. Actually, I feel like there's a lot more things that standards will do for you. So let me know your thoughts and your contributions as well in the comment section below. If you want to chat with me more privately, you can do so on Instagram at @Samantha. I always look forward to hearing from you. And I would love to see you on the next video. So be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you know as soon as I publish new videos. Also give the video a thumbs up if you have liked it. Otherwise, it's bye-bye for now, and I will see you on the next one.